Let's get some more on this, some more reaction from international consultant Loda van Oost. Thank you for coming on the programme today. So, as you've just heard, President Assad is blaming a foreign conspiracy for the unrest in Syria. Any evidence, do you think, to support that claim?
Well, this is a classic example where you cannot pinpoint exactly who is the culprit in this. I mean, Assad is clearly not what you would call a democratic leader. But within the Arab context, he is certainly not the worst one, on the contrary. And what the Arab League is doing, I mean, who does the Arab League represent? Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia? What are those? They are feudal monarchies. So he is right in saying that they are not the ones that should point the finger at him. Whether there is an international conspiracy, where there are elements that point out to me that there is part of it. I think it's more complex than just that. There is also genuine popular revolt, but it is absolutely sure that there are elements from outside who are abusing whatever there is living among the Syrian people for their own purposes. That is absolutely certain.
So as you say, there are some external influences here exacerbating the situation there in Syria, but Assad claims that the people are behind him. Meanwhile, we've seen thousands calling for his resignation. How much support do you think he really has at this point?
Well, it's difficult to say. He does indeed have the support of some elements in society, some ethnic groups, but he certainly does not have the support of the majority. That is clear. But to say that the people are united against him is not true either.
Now, President Assad claiming today during his televised address, he was saying that the opposition is not prepared to talk to his regime. Do you think there are any alternatives to negotiations here? Can they just talk this one out?
I think if there is one thing that a decent international opinion could do is indeed force them to sit at the table and negotiate. But what is happening is exactly the opposite. As you mentioned yourself, they are exacerbating the situation. I think it's like always, of course, a peaceful solution can only be done by negotiation, by sitting at the table. But if you are encouraging these violent opponents not to talk to their own president, then you are indeed intervening in a conflict within a country, and that is what is happening. I mean, I'm pretty certain that there are very decent Syrians who want to sit at the table and negotiate a peaceful, non-violent way out, but they're not giving a chance.
Now, Assad has also slammed the Arab League, meantime, for being unrepresentative of democratic values and the Arab people. But he has accepted the League's observers into his country. Why is that, do you think?
Well, the thing, this is also a very mixed issue. Of course, there is the Arab League. You work with the instruments that you have. And the Arab League could indeed do some good work there. But apparently that's not what they're doing. And there is, of course, the matter of their credibility. Well, the problem is, who else are you going to send? Are you going to send, again, people from Europe, the former colonials, etc.? No, it has to come from within the Arab countries. And the Arab League could play a role. But what I see is not exactly that.
OK, so internal participation in the region to bring round some sort of resolutions there. But we have heard calls from some of the opposition for a UN-backed no-fly zone in Syria, eerily reminiscent of what happened in Libya there. The two main opposition groups have ruled out accepting any foreign intervention beyond the Arab League's involvement. Could you foresee regional intervention or perhaps Western or global intervention there in Syria?
Well, the thing is, of course, organizations like NATO always prepare for these kinds of intervention. That's what they do. It's in their nature. Whether this will lead to an intervention, no one can foresee. But so far, as I see the scenario unrolling, it looks like we're going for a second Libya scenario, indeed.
Live from Brussels, international consultant, former Belgian MP, Loda van Oost. Thank you.
Bye.